Today we're going to talk about a neighborhood that comes with an expense for sure. Great proximity, amenities, the full nine. You get everything you want and more for sure. But the price point of the neighborhood is going to run you some money. This is none other than the famous neighborhood of Myers Park. We have talked about this in endless videos, and I'm sure you know about this if you were researching anything about the Charlotte area. All right, Kev. Is Myers Park worth the 1.97 million that you're gonna pay for a house? Or is this just a blast from the past? It's historic and it needs some more modern luxury. What do you think about this?
Look, if I was in the market to buy a $2 million home, Myers Park for sure would be on my list. 100%. It is a super nice area. It is not cookie cutter because you have historic. It is not. Proximity to the city, to a lot of good things. If you have a family with kids, super good schools, 100%. 100% I will put my money there.
Uh, nice. I like what you brought up. We're gonna get into all of those too. I like what you brought up though. I like what you brought up. Here's a negative I have. Because it's so old, right? It's beautiful, man. Don't get me wrong. Tree line streets, islands in the middle of all the streets. You have access to a lot of amenities. I don't think you're necessarily going to walk there, and Charlotte as a whole, we know that. The back streets of Myers Park though are tight. They're narrow to me. Not the main roads on Queens or anything like that. The back streets, when you're talking about driving through the neighborhood, are very narrow to me. Even with the three-car garages. Do you feel that same sentiment, or do you like Devontae? Most of them people got 3, 4 cars, garages, and then they probably don't have visitors like that. What's your thoughts on the infrastructure driving through Myers Park, and then those kind of tighter streets on the back end?
I don't think it's an issue personally. I understand. I see, because the main roads is where most of the congestion is going to be, right? Those are the roads that people are taking into uptown, wherever, going back home, going to work. But on the roads that are on the side streets, yeah, that might be a little tight sometimes. But I don't think it's going to be too big of an issue unless it's close to the school or so. Then you might have a problem whenever it's pickup time or drop off time. But other than that, I think you're fine. I would still put my money there if Charlotte is your home and you're looking for a $2 million home. I got your back fighting one.
Nice. Okay, so you don't feel like that old street design is going to impact that modern living at all?
We'll just call it part of the charm.
Okay, understood. Understood. Now, for that charm, for that amount of money, I know y'all wondering what you're gonna get. 1.79 million. You get to me in the front of the house, you would never think this, but most of them have big backyards back there, right? You get for on average, you're getting about of a third of an acre, right? Which is pretty good for inside the city. Most houses over there, on average, the 60 that sold in this past 6 months, 3,400 square feet. So you're getting a sizable house. Do you feel that you're paying into prestige though, Kev? Or do you feel that 2 million, it's like, all right, that's worth it? Or do you feel like you kind of paying into the Myers Park bubble or that exclusivity?
Maybe a little bit of both.
Hmm.
Maybe a little bit of both. Because the
Explain.
Myers Park is the prestige thing, right? If you say I live in Myers Park, they'll be like, "Ooh, okay, all right, he's about something or she's about something." But look, it depends because if you have that kind of money or that budget to buy a house like that, you have a lot of you have options, right? The other option, if you will, because then you're looking for a certain type of feel, neighborhood, and stuff like that, right? And you have other places besides Myers Park, Eastover. You have South Park will be one of those where you can buy something like that. But I think Myers Park, for proximity wise, man, I don't know. It's just a good one.
Okay. Along with that, Do you feel that it will be hard? Because we talked about, so we did talk about the renovations a little bit, or I talked about the renovations a little bit. Do you know if it's going to be hard to make any adjustments to your home though, especially with that historic area? Like, do you know of any restrictions, or you got to have this certain type of window or preservation to your home? Do you know of anything like that that will stop someone from coming in there and putting on siding instead of stucco or anything like that, for an
Yeah.
example?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, if you live in a historic district or historic area, you do have to follow their guidelines of what you can do, and a lot of times it's just preserving what it is. So you cannot change your beautiful home, your home, and make it like super modern. So you can't make changes like that. So renovations, especially on the exterior, you are definitely going to be more limited in what you can do. So if you're looking to do that, I mean, then it's not going to be a place. But Myers Park is a decent sized area, right? So you have things that there are things that are more historic, and then you also have people where they knock down homes and they build like these beautiful mansions, that are a little bit more modern or whatever. So you have a little bit of everything. So if you're looking for something different or certain style or something newer constructed, you'll find that there as well. But yeah, you're absolutely right. If you're an historic, you have to follow their guidelines, and you can't just do what you want to do.
Okay, I like that. So we talked about the exclusivity. We talked about the type of person who would potentially be buying some of this. Here's a good one for you. Do you feel that Myers Park offers a genuine privacy, or do you feel that the public has too much access to these homes? What's your thoughts? Want me to ask it again?
Nope,
Okay.
I got you.
Mm,
So do I think has too much access to the public? I I don't think. I mean, if you're looking for a gated community, then that's not going to be it. There's other places. If you feel like you need more security, but overall, the crime rate in Myers Park is pretty low. So that I think you're fine. It's not like the public just starts coming and knocking on the door like everybody that lives there is a celebrity, right? And then paparazzi's just outside your house. That's not it. And people probably drive by there because they enjoy looking at these beautiful homes. So just take it as a compliment. You live in a beautiful home, but it's not like they're stalking you. So I don't think it's a big issue. But if you're looking for gated, then just you probably want to look somewhere else.
understood. And that's what I was getting at, man. That's exactly what I was getting at. Do you feel that, you need to be in the gated community, or do you feel that it's too many people watching over it? Especially when you're talking about, again, the person in that price range, they probably have some type of elite status, or close to some type of businessman, entrepreneur, or something like that. And some people are just more private than others. Like, do we still think that, or do you still think that you'll have that young professional still looking for that historic charm in that Myers Park area? Or are they going towards that more modern luxury development that still may be 1.5, just in a different area of Charlotte?
Ooh, I think they that's a good question. I think it just depends because the historic you can't it's hard to redo that, right? Especially if it has been well maintained or updated on the interior. It's hard to beat that because it has so much character and charm. It just depends on the individual. If you like charm and character, you will love the historic. But if some people just like everything brand new and more modern or contemporary, then you'll find that flavor as well. So I think it's I don't know. They both great. I love both of them, right? Because I think if a nice historic one, well maintained, is absolutely beautiful. Now, for some young professional to go in there and buy, man, good for you to have some kind of gig that you can go in there in Myers Park and do what you got to do to buy those houses. So,
Everybody. Now, let's define that. It's a little bit of
okay.
bouge.
Oh, for sure, it's way bougie.
There's a little bit of
Heck
bouge
yeah,
in
Myers
there.
Park is bougie.
As heck. But,
Yes, it is.
yep, but it's an outstanding high school, right?
Oh, 100%.
So,
So good.
yep, you're about to have a baby. You said you would move there if you have the budget, when you get the budget, right? Do you feel that bouge would rub off on the child once they gets to high school?
So obviously I would raise my child to stay humble, right, and stay grounded. Will some drop off from from the surroundings? You can't. I mean, you can't stop that, right? I mean, that's gonna happen. But it's just like it depends on who is there. But sometimes you can also see then what's possible, right? You get maybe some early exposure and be like, wow, okay, I can achieve this, or can accomplish this and buy this and stuff like this. So sometimes it's just eye opening of what's possible. So you don't just live in this little box. So I mean, you can look at it positive and negative, and sometimes people feel like they're better than others, right? A little more uppity, and that's not necessarily a nice thing. But I think most people are mostly genuine. So you just got to make sure that you instill in your kid on how to discern stuff and stay grounded, and just look at things from your own perspective if you can.
Understood. Understood. I agree. I always feel like it's always about the way you raise them, right? Because you have two people in the same household that grew up totally different. They got the same mother and father, same grandparents, everything. Grew up in the same household, and they come out to be two totally different people. So I definitely agree with that. And then even just knowing and being in a couple of these rooms, man, it's definitely how the mom and dad raised that specific child. So I definitely agree with that. And that you do get, especially in Charlotte, man, it's so many people doing well within the city. It's kind of, somebody's always going to be doing better. Somebody's always going to be doing worse than you. But being around that mix of diverse, I don't think Myers Park is a bubble per se, as much as it is, this is that specific neighborhood. You have that type of housing and affluence, yes, but you have access, and especially once you bounce around the city, you'll be able to see and feel and meet so many different people. It's kind of hard to be that way all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? You probably, it'll come out every now and again. But I do feel, I like what you said with that is how you raise them grounded. This is what's achievable and this is what's possible. One question last for you. All right. Do you feel that? And I know we talked about the young money pretty much versus the old money later on. Do you feel that Myers Park will be the same in 10 years? If it does not attract that young money, do you feel that Myers Park will be the same in 10 years?
Yeah, I think so.
Think so?
I think so.
Even with our generation or millennials really not liking that historic charm too much?
I think the neighborhood itself is going to try to preserve it as much as possible from a look standpoint.
Okay.
But you are going to get, I mean, the smaller homes in there, they're probably going to be the ones that might get torn down, built into something nicer, newer,
Okay.
if allowed, right? Um, but but I think they're trying to preserve the charm as much as they can. So I think it's going to stay the same.
Okay. $3 million penthouse in South End or downtown. $3 million, a $3 million house in Myers Park.
What would I choose?
What you gonna choose? You staying in at the 15th floor, or are you going to Myers Park?
Myers Park. I mean,
Okay.
also, look, in the season that I'm in my life with my
Mhm.
first kid on the way, of course, Myers Park.
Yeah. Understood.
Some green space, yeah.
School
Young
district,
Bachelor,
everything.
I
Hmm.
might be downtown. I probably will be downtown.
Mm.
But, yeah.
All right.
But, no, right now, yeah, all the way. Myers Park.
Okay. Okay.
What about you, man? Where would you go?
Me, I'm a single family man. I'm really not a big penthouse guy. I don't even want to be that high up. To be honest with you, man, like, I never liked like hotel rooms. Okay, for a day or two or three, but to live on one just flat plane that high in the air, I'm cool.
Yeah.
I
All right, so,
am
nope.
okay.
Myers Park all the way.
All the way, man. All the way, man. So
If
if you guys have not went to our YouTube page and checked out a lot of our vlogs, we didn't do one on Myers Park just yet, but it is on the way. So if you don't see it right there, look for it in about a month or so. It's gonna be there. But as always, Kev, any of your famous last words before we get out of here?
Yes, thanks again for hanging out. We truly appreciate it. I hope these videos are of value. And if you have any questions of actually relocating to the Charlotte area, give us a call, shoot us an email. We're here to help and support. Until next time.